fucking got him. Fucking, this guy's been harassing me all night. Invite me to the lobby, I want observer. This is what like the Korean betters used to do. Just go fuck off, mate. Like, nobody wants to help you bet. Nobody wants to help you 3 extra minutes. Like, go the F away. Okay, I think we're almost good to go. It's the best of 5 hype. Oh, wait, that's me. Oh, yeah, I'm Ripkin. Hard Revenge making a dangerous statement in chat saying Neeb is better than Scarlett. Fact. Well, here's some counter facts to you, bruh. You ready for this shit? Are you ready for this shit? This was the semifinals where Neeb got 3-1. Fact. I think... I don't know, I'm so tired. You know what? No. Hard Revenge isn't even subbed right now. So, what fucking ever, mate. Terminator 101, by the way, was contemplating going to bed. He said, I work in the morning, but I'll stay up. Dude, go to bed. That $200 donation, holy shit. That is literally the only reason I didn't stop casting at the Winners Bracket Finals. You go to sleep if you need. Come watch the VODs later, mate. You're the one person in chat who can do whatever the fuck he wants tonight. 200 things is what you can get away with. But okay, ladies and gentlemen, I want to give a big shout out to Team Liquid, to Monk, the referees, and everyone who made this possible. There's some also people I am not allowed to publicly mention that were involved with talking with things pertaining to these qualifiers, as well as the whole revenue share drama, that made sure we wouldn't have to pay revenue or bullshit. I'm not paying a single cent to cast something in my life, and I'm not doing it now. So all those people made sure that that wouldn't end up happening. Thank you. You guys get super extra shout-outs. Thank you to Team Liquid for hosting. But this is the finals, ladies and gentlemen. It's the last match available tonight. Winner of this best of 5 goes to the Korean KeSPA Cup. Loser is out. In the bottom left side of the map is looking for glory more than WCS points. Maybe a bit of money too. It's the red Protoss Neeb. And his opponent, she spawns pink. But don't let the dainty color fool you. She's dangerous. It's Scarlett. I can't remember what the Team Liquid standings were. It's something like if Scarlett wins the KeSPA Cup, she'll go to BlizzCon. That's a tall frickin' order. I would love to see that happen, of course. There's like that thing where like anything can happen at any time, chaos theory or whatever. I would love for that to be one of those things. But Scarlett's gonna have to work really hard. Now she did 3-1 Neeb leading into this. Neeb got knocked down to the losers bracket by her. But this time around, did he fuck up his pylon again? Oh, Nexus. This time around, though, she doesn't open with cheese. And I think the scary thing is, like, while she did beat him with proxy hatcheries and things before, that's kind of like a fool me once scenario. And I don't know if she can fool him again. Oh, I just smudged my glasses. I actually literally can't see. She is proxying a hatchery, though, so one sec. Oh, where's my little cloth wipe? This is the problem when you're a hand talker, you wave your hands around all over the place, and you hit your glasses, it's just like, ugh. Not to mention, my face is oily as fuck and gross, because I've been sitting here for 12 hours straight. Oh! Kill me, guys. Actually, don't, please. Sorry, we missed the action. That's why I couldn't see. If I couldn't see, you can't see. That's my logic. Neeb does know about the hatchery, though. Here's the question, though. What's this going to be for Scarlett? Because on one side, well, another hat. Wait, the fuck? Why is she building so many hatcheries? I mean, if Neeb is half as confused as I am, then this has worked marvelously for the mind games, but he should be able to hold the front wall. This one is the one I find a little bit more interesting. Because what do you build with this, right? Like, okay, maybe a queen comes out of this side, and spine crawlers come out of this side, or maybe it's all just so lings can reinforce a little bit faster, but combination cannon and photon overcharges, this front wall should not be breached. Let's also not forget that he's chronoing out more than one zealot. This wasn't complacency. Another cannon comes down to really secure the position, and looks like that zealot's now going to take his time going to the main trying to shut down this hatchery. I really feel like this is bait, though. I don't know that this hatchery had a big purpose to it. But the first cannon gets canceled. Well, I guess it's the second cannon. The first cannon still lives. Lings, without speed, mosey on past that overcharge. No more overcharges out of the mothership core. Oh boy, what a crazy game. So this actually finishes. It looks like she is going to use it just proxy Lings. I mean, I'm not sure if she was just saving this build for later or if this is just like YOLO, let's try anything weird, but it's kind of starting to work. It's very awkward amounts of brute force, but you got Lings dancing from every angle, you got cannons going down, probes aren't mining, but keep in mind, while the natural base isn't mining, Scarlett's only got 15 workers between these bases. All she can afford to make are slow Lings. There's no gas taken. She can't even afford to actually take 4 drones off of minerals to get a gas geyser to build everything else. And every time she has to give up any amount of pressure, Neeb rebuilds this wall. More cannons, more problems. Lots of Lings coming in. Some coming from the backside. Like, they get us around, which is cool, but it's slow Lings. They're not very strong. I don't know, guys. I don't know. You can outrun zealots off of creeps, so she can play Ring Around the Rosie in the main for a little bit of time, I suppose. This ended up being what you would do if you would let like 6 pool back in the day, right? But a fair amount of Lings at the front. Cannon still down, no queen to assist. I think the queen was a huge assist on top of this too. Whether it's going to be shooting the mothership core or just getting some extra ranged attacks on the cannon, there's going to be 2 cannons. There's a zealot. That wall is locked down, and now Scarlett should probably focus her efforts in the main where there isn't really ample defense. Overcharge actually pops off. This could very well kill the hatchery. I think that's part of why she debated, second round. She cancels the egg knowing that's not going to be worth it. Zealot going to kill these Lings. Meanwhile, that does take the defense away from the front, but the 2 cannons, more than enough, and Scarlett is at a loss for doing anything. She started droning behind this, but god damn, I'm scared to look at the resources lost. Yeah, it's very, very heavily in Neeb's favor, especially as this hatchery goes down. This is like next level proxy hatchery stuff, guys. I like it. I like the idea. As she walks back, though, I'm starting to wonder, like, this gas gets taken. Is this for speed or is this for a layer to get like a Nidus Worm or a Spire out? I mean, what can you really follow up with to such a weird start? But I guess if we're going to back things up, those who didn't see the first series of Neeb versus Scarlett, it was on New Gettysburg. She failed a proxy. It got shut down really hard. And she was still able to win that game. So I can't. Well, I wasn't. Maybe it wasn't the first game, third game, second game. I don't remember. Point is, though, she's won from a terrible position once against Neeb. I'm not going to count her down and out just yet. The one thing I will say about Scarlett, above most other players, she's crafty and resilient when the situation calls for it most. And this situation certainly calls for it most. Jokes in chat saying like, is Bly playing on her account? I know. She hung out with Bly at like Gamescom, and I swear he ruined her, guys. He tainted her. He corrupted her. Scarlett was like a nice player who had a couple of cheeses in her pocket. And now she just proxies all the time. He convinced her to do it. I know he did. Spore crawlers are getting made. Yo, I guess she knows about that Stargate coming up, so that's going to be a little bit worrying. Where is that Stargate, actually? Oh, yeah, she saw it a long time ago on the wall. I didn't even realize. The Oracle will be great at picking apart slow Lings because they can't actually run away from it. It's kind of awkward. Scarlett is getting a considerable amount of units up. Her drone count isn't suffering so badly, but the problem is I still just don't see macro being in the cards for her. Neeb's doing what he did last time, though, and I think this is the one good thing Scarlett has going for her. He's playing around air. Twilight Council comes on, maybe we'll see less dedication, I don't know, but the fact that he went for Phoenix's Void Rays, Tempest, and Carriers, that's what really let Scarlett win. I think if he plays a more normal game with Adepts, with upgrades, with Immortals, even against these like hordes of Lings that are finally about to speed, I think it plays out better for him. But as the chaos does calm down, realizing she can't actually take on this adept army, backs away with the Lings. And I think time, maybe too much time has passed at this point. Neeb didn't take that much early game damage versus Scarlett. She hasn't hurt him economically. She has not denied the third base. And she's left with a handful of Lings for her trouble and 2 dead hatcheries. She's still building Lings from this hatchery, by the way. Using it as a larva factory. I think that's hilarious. She's good at creep spread, though. I'll tell you that much. That's one of the Scarlett's strong points, right? So she's got a lot of creep spread going up. I like that she doesn't actually take it to the bridge or tries to block out his base with it, but instead creates this almost like wall of vision. So she'll see when Neeb moves out. Warp Prism also going to get caught by these queens. The Adepts could probably take a decent fight, but Neeb is going to air. Damn it, Neeb. God damn it, Neeb. This is something where Scarlett just masses queens, these tier 1 units that are inexpensive and cost no gas, she can actually take on his air army, I feel, pretty decently. I mean, on one hand, mass queens and a couple of infestors are hilarious to watch. It's more to the point that Neeb's army ends up being really expensively countered by something that is inexpensive like queens. So on one hand, okay, Mass Phoenix, a couple of Void Rays. I'm not sure what his flavor is going to be this game because of what he did the last time. I like the idea of air control, and I like the idea that he might even take an island base on this like he did last time. I just don't like the idea of giving Scarlett time to recover. Look at her drone count. She's caught up. She's on 3 bases. You have to, like, I've seen so much StarCraft, and even I ask, how is this possible for someone who should be so far behind? And that might be because the attack's about to commence. All those drones will die to these Adepts pretty quickly. They've got +1 weapons to boot, so even the Roaches are going to struggle to deal with them. Drone's going to get pulled away from the third. She's just going to sacrifice it to try and take the best fight of her life in her own natural, but she doesn't have a whole hell of a lot to fight with because she was droning so hard. These Adepts are barely going down. A couple of them die, but the transfer's about to go off. Click in the main. Excuse me. But this is what I like to see. I really think if Neeb had just turtled up and gone air, that would have given Scarlett a real chance in this game. I like the idea of the Adept attack. I like the idea of being aggressive, and I like the idea of not giving her time to casually recover. And that being said, Neeb's still not done game-ending damage. This does feel like a great game for Neeb. Following this up, he's also going for Phoenix. A couple of Void Rays mixed in after maybe 5 or so get made. Either way, he's killed 30-something drones. He knows that for certain. He might not know it's exactly 37 like we do. You know, thank you, Observer Vision. But he's going to be fairly aware that he just did a serious amount of damage to a player who should have been playing from behind. Again, 2 hatcheries, a lot of slowlings wasted. A game different than most, to say the least. Now, some of you may be convinced this is a great move, and more people should do it if it would work. But I gotta tell you, this is very much something that seems entirely focused to Scarlett. GG gets called seeing the mass amount of Phoenixes, and that's gonna be game number 1. Oh, we have a weird e-check-in payment from someone named Brian. I won't say your last name, but thank you for the $10. It says it's gonna arrive in 10 to 5 business days. I don't even know what the fuck that means, bro. But thank you very much for the $10 in 3 days, I guess. Well, I'm gonna get this next game pretty quickly. You may abruptly see an ad here, you may not. Depends if there's like delays. But it looks like Frost will be the map. So let's hop into it. What is this clip I've been tweeted? No, excuse me. Oh, it's me hacking and coughing. Thanks, Arcana Post. That's not a weird thing to have to watch yourself hack and cough and spit up a lung. Thanks a lot, bro. Ugh. Looks like Scarlett went offline or something. Beep 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 beep. Pogs. Yo, Slamma-Jammas were the best part about Pogs. I had a metal one. Huh. I didn't say I was ready. Excuse me. Alright. Weird game number 1, guys, but we'll get into game 2 on Frost. It's a 4-player spawn map, so it's a little bit harder to pull off weird strategies, but this time around, he's the one who starts the series off with a lead. 1-0 in the best of 5 finals for the KeSPA Cup. Grand finals for the qualifiers. Again, shoutouts to Team Liquid for hosting. Shoutouts to Monk and the others for admitting. And thank you guys for watching and tuning in. Bottom left side of the map, though, he's red. He's up 1 game. It's the literal base god American hero, Neeb. Pult was just a stand-in until this guy came around, alright? We had to borrow Pult because there was no North American hero. But Neeb is that guy. No capes! Top left side of the map, though, she has to unfortunately take a normal natural base. It's Scarlett. Now, there's a lot to be said about the series, just in general. I do strongly think Scarlett has the potential to knock out Neeb, to take that second spot, and go back to Korea, play the KeSPA Cup. She did win 3-1 the first time after all. That's not a small amount. 3-1 is a very one-sided score. But I think like 2 of those 3 games were through cheese. And we'll see if she can get a win before this gets to that point where she can't afford to cheese anymore. Nobody wants to cheese when they've got 1 life left in the chamber. Late night BaseTradeTV? No, it's called North American BaseTradeTV. We're officially at 12.5 hours casting. How y'all doing? Hope you're having a great night. Thank you so much for tuning in. And of course, just doing a little bit of self-advertising. Make sure to check out our YouTube. If you missed any of the games, they will all eventually be up over there. YouTube.com/BaseTradeTV. And if you guys are watching on YouTube.com/BaseTradeTV, wowee, you should come visit our Twitch channel sometime. Twitch.tv/BaseTradeTV. And if someone else has stolen this VOD, then quite frankly, go fuck yourself. Because this isn't yours. Although this actually brought up a very interesting topic about ownership, intellectual property and such when it came to the debate of the qualifiers and specifically casting them. Some people arguing that, well, it's KeSPA's tournament, what right do you have providing commentary over it? Some people, and I'm in this camp, saying, well, you put on the show, so without it, you know, it wouldn't matter, so you should own any of the video footage you take. And I kind of see it like that for a film owner's point of view, right? Like if you're out in the park and you film, I don't know, a bear fighting another bear, that's your video that you took. The bears don't own the video. So, again, that's where I'm on that point. But I could totally see the point of view from the other argument. Regardless, it brought up a very interesting discussion, and it was actually enjoyable to read some of that on Twitter. Unfortunately, Reddit, as per usual, devolved down to a bunch of garbage idiots who don't understand anything and just are always looking for a reason to be mad at Rifkin. But I think it was like, yeah, Nate was on Twitter with it. Heyoka got involved from like DreamHack. Yeah, Chanman even coming out of the, where the fuck's Chanman being? Like, it was a really good discussion. I enjoyed it. And that's the stuff I really wish we had more in esports. And less of the just vile disgustingness that are mouth-breathing idiots. Luckily, I can say that because it's the same people that mute the stream when they tune in. They can't hear me speaking right now. What's up? What's up? What's up? You want to fight? Bring it on. Behind the McDonald's parking lot, next to the garbage, 4 o'clock tomorrow. Be there or be a loser. You thought I was going to say square. I read your mind. Now what? Always one step ahead of you. Jumping back and forth. Yeah, 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 yeah. Anyways, I don't know. I'm so dead. My brain's mush, guys. I'm sorry. I had to solo cast this. I miss Zombie Girl. Where's she at? She's sleeping. But she'll be here for the European qualifiers. And hopefully I'll be a little bit more brain savvy, as my brain will hopefully be working for tomorrow's cast. Be double elimination, so I expect that one to go long too. The Adepts come over this way, looking for that transfer on A. Neeb wants to get some damage. I mean, game 2, there's not a lot to risk for this when you're up 1. Get some damage done! And he will actually cancel his transfer. The Lings kind of got successfully baited, but he's not focus firing down the drones anymore. He is going to scrap out with the Lings. This makes that trade not so hot. Talked about it before, bring it up again, especially because he saw Scarlett with roaches. If he gives away too much in attacking, he'll have nothing to defend the actual attack that follows it up. Oh, these Lings, are you serious? This is like the worst positioning I've ever seen. Anyways, the third base set up the way it is, you might have an overcharge, you might not, but Scarlett's going to hit him pretty hard. You could argue that this is going to be an all-in because she's got a third base. She could start droning at any point and maybe make the damage worthwhile. But she's dedicated to killing this third, or at least killing a lot of probes if she can walk past it and go to save the natural. But Neeb's on 18 army supply, and none of it's particularly good. It's all adepts versus things like roaches and ravagers, not against a bunch of Lings. The overcharge is popped, though, and a couple sentries coming out. Neeb's mothership core takes a bit of damage, raining hell from above. Justice rains from above. But as the fight commences, Neeb just doesn't have reinforcements coming out. That Robo's not building an immortal. Ling's coming on that backside. Neeb's doing an okay job with these force fields, and the Ravagers have actually been removed, so just maybe he holds on to this fight, and Scarlett, who had so much supply, backs away with barely a lead. And let's not forget, Neeb's on 50 drones, or probes, he's on 3 bases. She has not done enough damage. She really has, I don't know, slipped through to the natural with some of these Lings, get to that probe line with the Ravagers. I'm not sure where her priorities lay, but she has to cause some damage or she's out of the game. The Bears own the video? What? Bears don't even have the right to vote. You're gonna tell me they own a video? Go away. Those bears should get back in the forest. Cook me a salmon. Fish me a salmon. I don't know. Some parallel? Sarcasm? Satire. There you go. The Adepts do get cleaned up, though. One might get away with the transfer. Not by the looks of things. The Lings are hot on her heels. Oh, she actually gets out of there with 3 health remaining. Hoo-hoo-hoo-hoo. There are immortals this time. I'm feeling bad for Scarlett, guys. Neeb held this fight before at a much worse army disadvantage. This time around, I think it's way better for him. Scarlett's looking to circumvent this, though, run to the natural as suggested, but it's only 1 adept. Of course, Neeb can warp in a little bit more behind that if he needs to. Mothership core. He's trying to not get hit. She's looking to bait those hits, but it's not going to happen. Force Fields gets that Ravager. Once again, not going to get the Mothership core. Lings have been chipping away diligently at this 1 adept, but the auto attack working against them, because if they had focused on the pylon, very well may have broken through and gotten to the base. But the Corsair Gear landing once again on top of the pylon. No overcharges over here. Adept's going to transfer in. Neeb having total control. That +1 weapons upgrade is huge. Force Fields blocking the army in places. Scarlett's going for offensive Corsair Gears. No chance to escape. No chance to survive. Neeb takes a 2-0 lead. But again, emphasizing, guys, a best of 5, not a best of 3. Best of 5. So he's still got to win 1 more. But this is where it gets scary for Scarlett, because she doesn't have the freedom to cheese. If she wants to throw in a proxy hatchery, it could cost her entire tournament run. So she has to really weigh the pros and cons of whether that's worth it. But Neeb is 1 game away from going to Korea. Well, he's in Korea, so staying in Korea, playing the KeSPA Cup. I don't know. Commercial break, though, guys. See you soon. But Rifkin, why are you playing so many commercials? Because my voice hurts from talking for 12 hours. So just I know some of you don't see the ads. Just get into it. Let's get right into the guy. I hate Keemstar. Oh my god, kill me for even trying to do that. Alright, game number 4. Leading with a 2-1 in the top right side of the map, it's going to be Neeb. And his opponent in the bottom left, she is still on her last life. Can she bring it back to an ace match? It's Scarlett. Riff is getting so aggressive. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, mods. I'm sorry, Triss. That was the Rifkin before that had to go to the bathroom really bad and couldn't hold it in any longer. I'm a much more blissfully happy, silly guy now. But pretty solid. I gotta say, like, it's nice having 3K viewers on the stream. It's nice holding 3K viewers for a solo cast. Feels good, man. Because I do believe that if it was such a bad stream, people would not be watching. But Scarlett doing similar tactics. This isn't quite the proxy hatchery, oh my god, shenanigans. But the fact that she takes the natural at the gold, well, okay, I should say her second base at the gold, and then the natural base afterwards. It's a decent 3-base setup, but the gold's going to be massive if left unpunished. In fact, this kind of goes back towards the whole overgrowth thing, if you guys remember, where there was just no reason not to. Protoss couldn't shut it down. If they tried to, the challenge would be met with lings and roaches, and just all went kinds of bad. But Scarlett should be able to get away with this for a decent amount of time. Drone's already transferring over, as we can see, so her economy, a little bit stuck for the moment, but not so bad now. To answer a question in chat, normally I would ignore this question, but Triss answered it incorrectly. I love you, Triss, but I just don't want misinformation spread. Someone says, how did you manage to make a deal with KeSPA for streaming? KeSPA doesn't run these. Team Liquid is running these, but they are also kind of forced to abide by KeSPA's rules. Thus, Team Liquid had to enforce the revenue-sharing terrible deal that was originally imposed by KeSPA. I think the fact of the matter that they had no casters up until like 6 hours before the event began, so like 13 hours ago, they were kind of willing to waive all that shit. So between the Reddit thread blowing up, some internal discussion stuff, and I guess just saying fuck it, we were able to cast this without having to pay anybody anything, and thus I have no problem casting it. I mean, it sucks not getting paid to cast. That would be nice, but it's not the end of my world. Oh, Neeb's going for his own kind of proxy down here. This is interesting. Has Scarlett scouted this? No, she has not, but she's about to with these lings. Slow lings? Okay. I think she was just trying to get around the middle. I don't think she expected to stumble on such a big find. This is a big deal because if Neeb wasn't warping in a gateway, these would be slow warp-ins and not something she has to worry about. But the fact that it is a gateway means Neeb's looking to dedicate something over here. So Scarlett does an interesting move and chooses to leave it alone in order to go across the map and probably, okay, let's see, either pounce right now or wait until Neeb was going to warp in all those units elsewhere. She might just get warp gate again, though. If the pylon goes down and warp gate gets denied, Neeb can't make use of that proxy gateway. Doesn't get to anyways. Lings over here took care of it. Couple drones at the gold base die, but oh my god, Scarlett. Neeb basically saying not again. I feel like, is he throwing these matches? What are you doing, Neeb? How are you falling apart so bad? We're going to another ace match, and this is going to be game 5 to determine everything between these two players. Scarlett's version of like Bly's, Lings, or whatever you want to call them are just finding Neeb at a loss. And maybe Neeb is playing a little bit complacent because he got so ahead early, or maybe this is just like when we watched Bly beat Neeb 3-0, a weakness that he doesn't know how to deal with. I'm unsure. I don't know, but I'm going to be very excited to see how both players handle this 5th and final game. So one last commercial break of the night, guys. Stick around, and I'll see you soon. Hey, we're back. What's up, everybody? You're tuned into the KeSPA Cup North American Losers Bracket Grand Finals, and it's the 5th and final game. This one match on King Sejong Station will determine everything between these two players. On one hand, in the bottom right, you've got Neeb. Glory, money, and of course just the challenge I think will be good enough for him. On the other, you've got Scarlett. Her chance to BlizzCon rides on even having the opportunity to play, much less getting first place in the KeSPA Cup. It's going to be a tough road ahead for her, and we'll see if she can beat Neeb here to have a chance to achieve that goal. But I just, like, again, looking at Neeb, it's almost silly the way he's losing. But I do want to take us back. When he played against Bly in the Ting Open, he lost to Bly doing 3 proxy hatcheries in a row. And each time Neeb lost, it looked like embarrassingly bad. Scarlett's going for a proxy again, though. This is really, like, Neeb, maybe this is his one weakness. We talk about pros. All pros know how to deal with cheese. It's not a problem and it never works. No, this might actually be the one thing Neeb can't deal with. So as this proxy comes down, what's going to be interesting is it should be safe back here. I don't know that you scout for this. Neeb's going to know something's up, but he won't necessarily know where. Unless Scarlett's done this to him a ton in the past. She's going to have a couple of spine crawlers down, I imagine. At least I'm guessing. She does like to do spine crawler rushing a lot more than she does roach proxies. Bly is definitely, I think, a bigger proprietor of the Roach proxy. But she is taking gas with this, so I'm curious to see what that gas ends up being used for. A Roach Warden very well may come down. Spine crawlers might be out of the question. She's clicking around a bunch, though. And looks like Neeb is as well. So he's going to get that probe over here and see the hatchery. But here's the problem, unlike previous games. This pylon doesn't actually do a lot for him. There's a big wall in between, and anything he warps in down here can't necessarily get to the main. And if Scarlett's using this gas to go for speed, mobility is going to be her best friend. And that's going to be the case. She even pulls off of gas to have full mineral saturation while this goes on. Neeb's actually just going to have to suck it up. He cancels the pylon, and he realizes his best bet might be trying to hold it at the top of the ramp here. But I truthfully don't know that he can deal with this. He's supply blocked right now after canceling that pylon too. Oh no. Minerals are tight. He's going to go ahead and adept out. This is bad, guys. I don't know about this. Cannons don't stop spine crawlers. They didn't in Heart of the Swarm. They might not here. But the one thing I find really interesting is actually Neeb's positioning on these cannons might be just right. And hear me out on this. Scarlett can't plant the spine crawlers down on the ramp, which would outrange and get some hits in here. But she will have to walk those straight up into the cannons to fight. Now that being said, if she's got a lot of lings buffering them, they'll run forward while the spine crawlers burrow, transfuses will go in. Like, there's a lot of ways this can still work for Scarlett. But the big thing she's doing right now is she is taking down this wall, and she's going to open up the path and make this a billion times more interesting than your standard PvZ. But everything comes down to this game. She's got to make no mistakes. Mothership Core is actually getting fired on by the Queen. I'm not sure if you realized that she was there. That was a big mistake. Also on the other side, we got Lings trying to break in through the front door. Overcharge can go on that pylon at any time. I think Neeb's a little bit confident that that adept will hold, but he decides to let this through. Cannons, or well, 4 cannons is better than an overcharge, I guess. No problems there as he transfers those 2 adepts into the main. But these queens need a little bit of time. They need some energy, and without the ability to transfuse as the spine crawler's position, they take a long time to root in the ground. So I don't think she can break this just yet. She doesn't burrow prepared to move, but she needs way more lings. She needs a 3rd queen. She needs a transfuse or 2 to go with this, and she barely has 1. But she's going to go for the break. Spine crawler's getting blocked out by the adepts. 4 cannons is a lot of damage with an overcharge paired with it, and that queen goes down real quick. I'm actually suddenly quite worried for Scarlett. She's going to rebro the spine crawlers, realizing it's not worth it. That queen, oh my god, cannon shots take her down so quick. This is 5 cannons deep now. And the terrain is playing against Scarlett more than anything else. Triss says I saw Riff drunk once. He bought the party all pizza. Yeah, dude, I bought like fucking 15 pizzas that night. And I think Triss was like one of the 2 people who said thank you. Everyone else was just like eating the pizza, being a dick. Shout out to Triss. I totally forgot I met you there. Jesus, that's a long time ago. Woo. All right, she's gonna get a drop overlord. Oh, I like this because Neeb has fully set all of his defenses in the main, or excuse me, the natural, and left his main wide open. There's not even a pylon by the minerals, so if she gets these lings up here, she doesn't even have to go in with just 8. She could probably get 16 unloaded, and if that's gonna be the case, oh, she might even bring queens with this. This is so sick. This elevator move is gonna be nice. The adepts have to come back and try and fight these lings. I'm not sure if the adepts will be able to, though, thanks to the queens. Either way, one thing Scarlett can do as well is try and run back into the overlord if things get messy. Looks like some pathfinding is going to try and find its way on top of the cannons. I'm not sure if she'll try and break this. No, it looks like she definitely wants to try and get everything possible here towards the main. This draws Neeb's attention this direction. 3 queens going to focus on top of that mothership core. There's only a couple of transfuses handy and available, and she's not going to be using them on the lings. The worst part about these Guardian Shields, I couldn't even think of the name, is it does reduce the queen's damage pretty significantly. She's going to run in past the cannons. That's going to cost her more of these things. She doesn't have a lot to work with. I'm getting really excited. I'm getting really hyped because this could be the end of the game and the end of the series, all depending how this attack goes. Full surround on that cannon. Boom, baby. Takes it down. But the overcharge just popped. Can't really fight within that. Guardian Shield's going to keep reducing a lot of damage. It's better than Force Fields when it comes to fighting against these queens. Transfuse number 2 goes into those queens. Ling's running up the ramp. Force Field goes down on the ramp. Neeb catches those Lings in a great block. Scarlett's got to consider getting out of here. The queen's not going to live long. GG gets called. Ladies and gentlemen, Neeb will stay in Korea and represent America in the KeSPA Cup. Woo! Go Neeb! Neeb's awesome. Neeb's great. Really good to see him win. Super stoked to be done with the cast. Monk says sarcastically, you won a free trip to Korea. Neeb, I guess, technically did win a free trip to Korea. I'm gonna end the cast here, though, guys. I'm so fucking tired. I've been casting for 13 hours. I'm done. I'm done. I'm so done. So thank you guys for watching. Quick shout outs to the BaseTradeTV sponsors. You got Chairs for Gaming. You got Yord. You got G2A. You got Corsair. Scroll down below and check them all out. There's cool deals for each. The promo code is either Base or BaseTradeTV when you apply it across the board. And that's all I really got to say. Tomorrow morning, we'll be back with the KeSPA Cup North America. Nope. KeSPA Cup European Qualifiers. And that one will be with Zombie Grub. So it won't be so crazy Rifkin. Stupid, crazy, ridiculous Rifkin. So once again, guys, thank you for watching. Thank you for tuning in. You're all fucking amazing people. Follow the channel if you're not already. Consider subscribing. Follow my Twitter, Riff_Kings. I hope to see you back for more action in the future. And last but not least, please, please, please go subscribe to our YouTube, guys. I'm begging you at this point. YouTube.com/BaseTradeTV. We do upload some YouTube exclusive content from time to time, so stuff you'll only see on YouTube. Makes it worth your while, hopefully, to check it out. But I don't really know what else to advertise. I'm done. I love your faces. Who are we going to host? I don't know. But thanks again for watching, and good night!